You are listening to the We Hired a Sitter for This podcast.
We hired a sitter for this.
We have a roster of like 7 sitters.
I hate authority, but I'm a mom.
I'm an old man. I need orthopedic shoes.
The laughs, the chuckles, the TMI.
Some people might say, why would you have kids? The oceans are rising. The economy's collapsing.
And they're not wrong. I'm Ross.
And I'm Patrick.
And we hired a sitter.
Hello, welcome to the great outdoors. We hired a sitter for this.
Hold
episode 181. You got a pint, I got a can. Cheers to you.
Here's to hydration. Oh,
Just in time.
You hear the beautiful sounds of the wilderness?
We've got the circular saw sound effect in the background, so you know.
Ever been out in the woods?
We mean business. We're cutting stuff, we're doing landscaping, we're doing cement. This is us live in Colorado.
Yes, live in Colorado.
Centennial, Colorado, the woodland hills of Denver.
Holbert.
Yeah.
Patrick Holbert.
She's Ross Aaron Martineau.
There you go.
And we've got a Princess Castle over here. Mm-hmm. And if you're just listening, you can't see any of these visuals, but we are on YouTube. We're putting all our episodes on YouTube.
Yeah, and you might want to land your eyes on this beautiful day.
Yeah. And this is kind of the height of narcissistic podcasting. We are podcasting about 23 feet. No, maybe not even that much. We're about 17 feet from where our child is up in that room on an iPad.
Listen,
we said, hey, kiddo, get on your iPad so we can podcast in the backyard.
When you're content creators, when you're influencers, this is what you got to do, you know? No
This
rest.
is actually really hilarious. It's a leaf blower. That's what he's doing.
Oh, Lord.
No, those are cuts. Those are cuts.
A leaf blower doesn't sound like that.
But he's pacing.
Do we feel like it's really going to be that bad in the background?
No, I mean, it'll be audible, but it won't be that bad. And who cares?
Yeah.
Let's harken back to the who cares days and say, who cares?
Guess who brought up the idea to record today?
Yeah.
Camp Counselor Ross.
I've been in my head thinking, how am I going to meet this Tuesday night deadline? Am I going to just walk around the neighborhood alone in the middle of the night?
Very sad.
Which I was thinking also getting PJ to record an episode while we're together.
Oh, bank him.
I was thinking I'll just get my brother to do it with me. I can convince him and manipulate him into anything.
Wow.
No, he wants to do the podcast.
Yeah, of course. Of course, who doesn't?
We are, I don't know if we should even identify the location we are in, but we are at my brother PJ's home.
Well, we're not giving an address.
Yeah.
What day?
We're outside of Denver.
Yeah, and it's day number 4.
Excuse me while I got some bagel in my... You know when you get bagel?
We arrived.
You get hunks and chunks above your molars.
You got bagel?
That could be from this morning or from Tuesday. I don't know.
Ew.
It is Tuesday.
It is Tuesday. We arrived Saturday. And how did we arrive? Well,
we started this trip with a fire drill. This trip really started out with a jolt of adrenaline.
Really a classic case, one that we haven't had in probably a couple years, I don't think. We have a very early flight. We had to get up at 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
Saturday.
I scheduled the Uber for a 4 a.m. pickup.
4 a.m. pickup. We're all moving. Everything's packed. Everything's going smoothly. We're ready to go. We're out the door, getting into the car.
A well-oiled machine. We were militaristic with our getting ready and out the door.
Yeah. No.
I took a shower. I wasn't even going to shower. I had a gig in Poughkeepsie Friday night. I was like, you know what? I didn't sweat too much on stage tonight. Let me just get to Denver with Poughkeepsie all over me.
But you were like, no, I can't.
No, I woke up and I had like a clammy, like my pits. I think it was my pits. My pits and my undercarriage felt clammy. I was like, I could take a quick...
Nobody needs to know.
I could take a quick rinse. So I took a quick shower. When I got out of the shower, you two were up and mobilized.
Yeah, Franny was ready. She knew. We had been talking about how she had to get up early. This is really hilarious at the moment we started doing this.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we get out to the cab, feeling efficient. Right before we walked out the door, Fran said, my tummy hurts. And I was like, oh, that's okay. Like, let's just take some deep breaths. Thinking, like, she says this kind of stuff all the time, right? Although, now looking back, at nighttime, like getting ready for bed, she barely ate dinner and she was incredibly tired to the point where she voluntarily was like, I'm ready for bed before 8 p.m., which never happens.
She had the lethargy.
Yeah, and so it was all a little bit off, but I still just wasn't thinking it was anything too crazy. I was like, oh, it's the end of the week, whatever. She slept fine through the night. She was a little moany during the night, I think, which I think had more to do with her stomach than we realized. So then we get into the cab, and I see this face.
I didn't even have my seatbelt buckled yet.
No, the door was still open, and I see this face as I'm turning to Fran. I'm like, no. And then just purple, pinkish looking vomit all over her freshly cleaned winter coat that I had just taken out of the dryer.
It was kind of cute. She looked like a unicorn vomiting. She's definitely listening also.
She is? Wow, you could see her?
I heard the top of her head was just out the window.
Franny.
Oh, God. Is this how we form formative?
You're watching us talk about you?
Watch your iPad.
The rest of the family has just shut the window because they don't want to hear it.
Yeah. Are you watching your iPad?
All right, get back on. Go entertain yourself, child.
Yeah.
Mommy and Daddy are busy.
We're trying to...
Anyways.
This is embarrassing.
Is it?
I just feel like the premise of the podcast is we hired a sitter for this, and we're like, nope, not today. We're gonna leave her in earshot.
Sometimes the sitter is the iPad or the television, and I think every Western American parent can relate to that. Okay, this is sometimes how we have a break. And we're not going to go on and on. And listen, we took a nice long walk this morning. She had a lot of fresh air.
Yeah.
We didn't watch the iPad at all this morning. So listen, we're not neglectful, okay?
And I hear it back on.
So everybody just fucking calm down. Jesus. All right. So we get in, vomit everywhere.
I literally had the thought of, let's just go.
Which is absolutely insane.
Let's just go to the airport.
Because she was covered. And then
I also started catching some in my hands.
So then you lifted her, brought her out of the cab, thankfully, so that the cab would not speed away from us. It was barely in the cab. It was mostly on her. She vomited more outside. I'm cleaning up the inside of the cab. Patrick and I both to the cab driver are like, will you wait 5 to 10 minutes for us to like go deal with this upstairs and come back down? He very graciously agreed. We left all of our stuff in the cab. We run upstairs. Everybody quick changes.
We put all our pukey clothes and items in a garbage bag to make the dog sitter's problem.
Who thankfully is a father of 2. So he was just like, yeah, no problem. So he dropped off the laundry for us. He didn't have to do it. He just dropped off the bag. We paid someone else to do it. But yeah, it was very unexpected. Yeah, it was. We thought just the early morning rise was going to be the challenge, but.
Yeah, it really did feel like, all right, you got to remember to build in extra time for the unknowns.
But we were fine.
Yeah. And
she was such a champion. She didn't even cry. She just was like a little, how anyone would be. It was just like a little like, but like a freaking champion. Got in the house, washed her hands, stripped her clothes, put on new fresh clothes, and she was like ready to go. It was very impressive.
It was her first puke and rally. She was like, let's keep going.
And we really, I feel, not to toot our own horns, but I feel like we've done enough. We've had enough trial and error in this department now where we really just...
We sync up.
We sprung into action without a lot of conversation.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like we knew our roles.
We're going like this. We're like, what's your 20?
Like, I'm handling the child, you're handling, like, the circumference.
Yeah. Playing a zone defense.
It was, it was a hell of a way to start. But then after that, pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, and the guy, he seemed okay with it outside in the van.
He did ask me briefly. He just said, she didn't say anything before? And I was like, no. Like, what?
Yeah.
But that was it. That was the extent of the hard time. And here we are.
Do you remember me saying, it's the fumes. It's the fumes of the taxi.
Yes.
Because the taxis make me want to puke.
I know, but we
nauseous.
had barely been in the taxi.
I know. But I'm just saying, like, it's kind of funny that I thought, no, she's not sick. She just doesn't like the smell of this thing.
Yeah.
Here she comes. Here she comes. Oh, wait, maybe she locked the door. All right, she wants to come. We might have a guest appearance with our child. I'll have to blur her out. We can't put her on here.
No. What are you doing?
Are you going to play in the house over there? Go for it. All right, she's out there.
You didn't really see her, did you?
I don't think so.
Okay.
A little tiny bit in the background. Okay. We've got Uncle PJ in the house. Pan over to Uncle PJ.
What's that?
Can I pan over?
Sure.
There's Uncle PJ.
This family is kind enough to let a couple of podcasting assholes do this in the backyard in the sunshine.
She's on the swing. Is she okay on there?
Yeah. Being real cute, actually. I mean, this is gonna be a brief one.
Yeah, we'll keep it tight. We just put an episode out.
We just want to check in, let y'all know. Sometimes we enjoy the great outdoors.
Yeah.
Not just city folks at all times.
But we had a convergence of family. We had my father was on this trip, my sister's here, my brother, my sister-in-law, my brother's in-laws. I think we had 12 people in the house. We got our kid's cousin. I don't know whose names we should say or not say. And yeah, it's just been a headquarters of love and connection.
Yes. Both the kids are a little bit in and out of sickness. Classic.
Yeah. Spring break comes, time to get sick.
Time to get sick, time to rest and get sick and make all the parents rally.
Yeah.
Well,
you did a yoga class?
Yeah.
How'd it go?
Well, not great. Not great.
How's your spirit feeling?
My spirit is fine now, but so yesterday I went to a hot yoga class, which some of you may know I don't like. I run hot enough on my own.
Yeah, you are your own hot yoga studio in your chest.
The heat is generating already, so I typically stay away from it. But it's a very close. It was like 7 minutes away, this yoga studio. I'm like, all right, let me check it out. However, when I was looking on the app where you sign up, there was no mention of heat, so I thought I was going to. Is everything okay?
I think our child went around the house, and Uncle PJ might be keeping an eye.
All right, here's hoping.
She's fenced in.
She's fenced in, but she might go to the trampoline by herself. It's okay. You know what? Host, babysitter, whatever. He's fine. So I didn't know it was a hot yoga class. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have gone. I wouldn't have gone. I show up. I'm like, I'm getting the sense. It's hot in here from the moment I'm walking. I'm getting the sense it's a hot yoga studio.
my spidey senses say it's hot in here.
It's feeling a little hot. It's feeling a little humid. Do you want to go check?
No, he's kicking the ball with the dog.
Okay.
We've got a beautiful dog here named Scout.
She cute.
Is she a Rhodesian Ridgeback?
She might have some of that in her because I know she has like that zigzag.
Yeah, she got a little zigzag on her tail.
She's like a very sweet, maternal seeming dog.
Franny's playing fetch with her right now.
So I arrive, I say, hey, is this class heated? And they're like, oh yeah. And because your girl is not good at keeping anything inside, I was like, well, that sucks. I was like, there's nothing on the app that said this was a heated yoga class.
And at this point, your Uber dropped you off, so we're stuck there.
My father-in-law Uber had dropped me off, and I wasn't like, typically in a hot yoga class, you're wearing like proper like leggings and stuff, and I often practice in like sweatpants in my like normal practice, but this is like not what you want to be like drenched in sweat. You want wicking. You want wicking.
Yeah, you want something that's just gonna.
So I'm like in these like velour sweatpants that I wear all the time. I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Like, and I'm just like airing this all out at the desk to the teacher who is about to have to teach the class. And I'm like, I'm sorry, like, I'm bringing this into the space. I like can't decide what to do. Da, da, da. And then another person was like, who I think is a teacher there too, was like, oh, do you want to borrow some leggings? We have like a stash of leggings for like teachers. Of course, I've already mentioned I'm a teacher because I'm like that annoying. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, I'm a teacher. It's fine.
I'm a teacher in New York City.
She was like, where do you teach? I was like, Brooklyn. Yeah. Terrible. So like, okay, I'm going to go for it when I don't feel well. Because the thing is, when I've experienced hot yoga only a couple of times, I feel near fainting and it's like a slip and slide on your mat. And
you're also doing this at 5,280 feet above sea level.
That was the part I did not consider.
Yeah.
I thought I was just going in with my baseline dislike of hot yoga, but I forgot about the elevation. And this studio, it was, the moment I started moving my body, dripping sweat, because it's like humid heat too, it's not dry heat. And you know, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay so far. Like, I'm taking breaks when I need to. I'm like beginner mind. I'm like doing all this like yogic coaching in my mind. Just like, sometimes it feels good to be a beginner. Like, do something new. Like, this is humbling. Da, da, da. But in this hot yoga, they take lots of breaks because it's so hot. So like mid-class, you take a shavasana and I'm like, I made it. Thank God. All right. I'm like, way to go, Ross. You did it.
And they're like, okay, that was the first 10 minutes.
Yeah. So they were like, now it's time for flow. I'm like, what was the first half? What was that? I'm like, that felt pretty flowy.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, okay. So then I'm taking it even easier. I'm like not doing down dog into stuff. I like went from like on all fours to just like stepped slowly into like warrior 2. But even that, I felt like wobbly. And then at one point I had to like, I honestly felt like I was going to faint. And I just like kind of hard came down to my hands and knees. And I was just like, I looked at the teacher. I was like, I got to go. And as soon as I walked out of the room, I burst into tears.
Aww.
And which was unexpected.
Did it feel like 8-year-old Ross or 10-year-old Ross was like, didn't feel like she fit in or something?
Yeah, there was probably that element because literally everyone else in the room was doing it.
Yeah.
And like all sizes.
Doing the class.
All sizes, all ages, all levels. Like, and you know, that's a pretty humbling experience to be like, I'm this really fit athletic yoga teacher and I like am not able to do this in here.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was humbling. But it was also...
So we're going back today.
So I'm giving it another shot. But I do think the elevation probably played a large role in how deeply affected, like, because it and other times in hot yoga I just am uncomfortable mostly and I'm like, I'm not having a good time. This, I was like, I may very well just like fall on my back in the middle of this class, so I should probably get out of here. And I don't know if the tears just came from a level of feeling sick, feeling scared, but also, just feeling like embarrassed, like I couldn't do it. Like, but it was very like the moment I felt some relief outside of the room, then I started to cry. So, I don't know. I've heard from other people, they often feel like they're going to cry when they come out of hot yoga. To me, this is just my opinion, but I feel like hot yoga is manufacturing a very intense experience, not unlike really intense breath work or something, where it's like you don't need to take drugs, just like deprive yourself of oxygen, and that'll do the trick, man. Which, like, I understand on some level, but for me, I just don't feel like I need that. Like, I'm very in touch with my feelings. I express myself. I don't necessarily need to deprive myself of oxygen to have like a forced experience. So, and I just don't like, I didn't get to practice the way I wanted to. Like, I didn't move my body the way I wanted to because I was so scared I was going to faint. So it was an experience. It was good to check in to affirm that, yes, I dislike hot yoga.
Yeah, it's just like, you got to remind yourself like quarterly or...
And there's a reason why I don't teach in hot studios or practice in hot studios. It is not for me.
It's a biannual reminder.
I can't even... I think...
The first time I did Bikram yoga in Williamsburg at that main... Remember that?
You liked it for a while, right?
Yeah, I went a handful of times, but the first time I went, it was like a part of a date night with my ex, and I was really trying to get on a good foot with her.
Forced date night.
And I was like, all right, let's hang out. We'll do hot yoga, but I'm going to cook something special for you. So I went to her house and I cooked this really nice salmon dinner.
Oh, Jesus.
So we went to hot yoga with bellies full of salmon.
Afterwards.
Yes. And I thought I was going to vom real bad. And I think I left the room early. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you go there a little bit, though, for a while?
Yeah, I went to that one probably 5 times. There's one in Park Slope on a second floor on 5th Avenue.
It may not be, if it was Bikram, it may not be open anymore.
And I liked Bikram because I did like that it was the same exact sequence every time.
That's why a lot of people like it.
And those side stretches are so good. I need some of those now.
We did those, and I was like, she's having us hold these for like 10 reps.
You do the pistol grip, and then you switch your grip.
I've never done Bikram before, and then I found out afterwards, she was like, oh, this is Bikram's brother or son or some shit. This is his take.
Yeah.
So that's what we were doing. And I've never done it before. And I have to say, I liked the standing postures. I thought I was like, oh, I can do this as long as we're not like vinyasa flowing super fast. But then that came at the end. So I don't know. But I just had a thought. So like hot yoga usually stems from, I don't know if Bikram is the original hot yoga or not. He might be.
Yeah.
But isn't it convenient that this sexual predator cult leader, basically, is making his yoga hot so that people are deprived of oxygen and can just, like, follow his lead on everything?
And they have to take all their clothes off.
Well, take all their clothes off and, like breath work, like in Kundalini yoga, too, with, I don't know if anybody saw Breath of Fire documentary. Like, that is how a lot of people get manipulated. They're like doing this breath work that makes them feel
suggestible,
like not well.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're suggestible. So just think about that when you do your hot yoga. Also, isn't the original hot yoga just yoga in India? Yes, I actually was thinking about that too. I was like, yeah, this is probably,
it would just be hot.
Yeah, it's just hot. Well, it's like doing yoga in the summer, but I really think the elevation here, it was next level. The teacher was very sweet, though.
What if you vomited? What if we had 2 vomits in 3 days? And then I would have to then vomit doing something. And you know how it happened for me? Because it might have almost happened last night, actually. I woke up feeling a little gross last night in the middle of the night. Yeah, you know why?
Why?
Because I keep having ice cream binges with my dad.
Sure. Well, he's gone now, so.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know if that's going to stop you.
No, he flew back to New York. He's not gone. Well, 3 nights ago, our first full day and night here, I was like, let's get this mint chip ice cream. And then my dad was like, I'll take another bowl. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do another bowl with my dad. And I think I've always had this fantasy about drinking with him. And I attempted that once. It wasn't really fun and it didn't go anywhere. So I was like, maybe this was me tapping into that where I'm like, I want to have this communal consuming experience.
Yeah.
So I have 2 bowls of ice cream with him Sunday night or Saturday night. And then last night again, we both did it again where everybody else has a reasonable amount of ice cream and me and him are doing refills. I'm like, is this me wanting to
bonding,
get ice cream drunk with him?
Yeah.
But yeah, I woke up in the middle of the night last night. I peed a lot, and I'm wondering if that's like a diabetic response.
Oh God, here he goes again.
Is my body just...
He always thinks he has
like,
diabetes.
We got to flush all this out of here. But yeah, I woke up a little queasy because I was mixing mint chip with a marshmallow campfire, toasted marshmallow campfire peanut butter cup with chocolate syrup. I was going for it.
I cannot.
So Franny pukes.
I'm a clean burning ice cream.
You puke at yoga, and then I have an ice cream puke. That would be the hat trick.
Thankfully, neither of us have puked. And I didn't feel like I was going to puke. I just felt like I was I have fainted before in my life, so I know what the precursors are like, where you start to lose vision and your hearing. Yeah, and the walls closing in, and that was starting to happen, which is why I was like, I got to get out of here.
You just reminded me. I fainted once in college in the shower. I think I was
fainted
sick.
in the shower in college too.
I don't even think it was drinking related. I think I was sick.
I was probably hungover, really.
And I was like, I can remember the darkness creeping in and just kind of like falling, and then like, thank God, getting up.
Yeah. No, that's when those things appear to be happening soon. Like, I just got like a little taste of that starting to happen. I was like, oh shit, not in here. I'm not doing that. That's
what I think I'm going for with ice cream. It's like, I want to eat this until the walls close in, until my vision is tunneled on the last morsel of mint chip in the bottom of the bowl.
You might get there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Felt like quality time with Dad.
Yeah.
Your Uber driver. Yeah. You gave me a panicked, could you please drive me? I was like, I think it's just faster for you to just go with him. I will say,
I was not giving enough credit to his sense of direction.
Oh, he loves as the crow flies. He loves licking those calloused hands and finding.
Do not put those hands anywhere near an open hole.
This man has chapped hands. It looks like he's wearing flesh gloves.
We're not talking about chapped. We're talking about open wounds. He's got open wounds on his hands. He's got
gloves made of beef jerky that he puts on.
He needs to go to a doctor when he gets home.
He's getting his cream to. I don't know, was it cream or ointment? He said, ointment's clear and cream is white. Is that really the difference?
I don't know.
But anyway, he couldn't bring his ointment on the plane, so he's going to. He might be heading to the pharmacy right now.
I hope so, for the sake of his hands.
Where our child is.
Yeah. Anything else? Should we wrap it up?
No, just that. Well, we should say thank you to my brother and his family for hosting us.
Of course.
It's been wonderful. We love it here. It's been really relaxing.
I don't think New York's enjoying a day like this. I don't think so.
I love seeing the cousins spending quality time together.
They've been very cute together.
We're getting a lot of great quality time with my sister.
Yeah. Maybe
I do force the two of them to sit down and talk some podcast.
Yeah, do it one night.
Trash or something.
Maybe tonight.
Yeah. Our Patreon is thriving. Thank you for everybody that has signed up or is thinking of signing up.
If you're thinking, just pull the trigger.
Pull the trigger. I will say there's 0 subscribers so far, and that's okay. We're not here to pressure. We just want you to know it's an option.
Did you check today? It's definitely.
I haven't checked today, but it's 0. Okay. I can guarantee it's 0, and that's okay. And listen, if
we're thinking of changing some tiers.
If you're close with us and you, maybe it's just not for you, and that's fine, and we won't take it personally. But it is for everybody. And you can also just subscribe and not ever listen. But also, times are tight. The economy's weird. People don't have faith in the economy. So I don't know. I don't want to come on here and beg. But yeah, if you feel like you want to do it, go for it. We are considering, I'll just start floating this idea now, that if we never get signups, we may just do a $1 or $2 tier for the podcast itself.
Yeah.
That's what Lauren Hope Crass does. She gave me a talking to on our trip to Poughkeepsie the other night. So it might be a thing or here's another idea, and we'll just riff with you guys since you're our producers also. We could just put up the first 15 minutes of any podcast on the podcast feed, and then if you want to listen to the whole thing,
a lot of people do that.
Pay $2 a month, and you get the whole thing.
I kind of do like that idea.
Something.
I've seen that on some other podcasts.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a beautiful day here in Colorado. We hope
the saw's going.
The saw's back on. Thanks for joining us. We're grateful to have a space. And
love ya.